My memories of Joe Penner go back to when I was a little kid growing up in McBee, South Carolina, because watched the Noses show. And there was a summer, and I don't know if it was every summer, but the show would be on every day. And the kids would look forward to watching Mr. Knows It for the cartoons, the Little Rascals, and we talk about maybe some funny stuff that Joe said. And the one thing that really strikes me as I look back on it, you considered Joe a friend, a friend to kids, someone who really liked kids. So let's fast forward. I think my daughter is like 4 or 5 years old. We're living in Florence and we take her to the circus. And Joe is there dressed as Mr. Knows It. I think he probably had some hosting role there or was maybe entertaining some kids. And as we were walking up the aisle to our seats, April, she sees Mr. Knows It, just goes over, gives him this great big hug, and I'll never forget that look of joy on her face. Okay, now we'll move forward to when I arrived here at WIS in 1988. The station was celebrating Joe's 25th anniversary, and it was a big deal. People were excited, and never did I think that in 2018, the station surprised me with the celebration of my 30th anniversary and Joe's 55th anniversary. And I'll never forget that because it was such a big day, and I think that both of us had reached those two milestones. But early in my tenure here at WIS, my son Brian, he was hanging out with me at the station one day, and Joe was taping the Knows It show. And the building was always full of energy and positivity with Joe. Yeah, you had no trouble knowing where exactly he was in the building. But when the kids would be here, that'd be an extra bit of energy. So Brian is here with me, and Joe's getting ready to walk into the studio to tape the show. And he goes, "Hey, Brian, you're going to be my co-host today." So the whole show, Brian was the co-host, and they had some folks in there from Riverbank Zoo that day, and they had some food that they, fed the monkeys, right? And so everybody tasted it. Joe, Brian, and we still have this VHS tape, that look on Brian's face. Oh man, he wanted to spit it out so badly. And I was talking with him about it the other day. He said, "Yeah, I wish I would have missed that segment." But it was a good memory, and some of my best memories of Joe are playing sports together. Mark Harmon, the actor, he used to come to town. He'd bring all his buddies, and we play a charity baseball game at Capital City Stadium. And there was one game, Joe started off pitching for us, right? And John Shira, who played football at UCLA with Harmon and also went on to play with the Philadelphia Eagles, he was the leadoff batter for Harmon's team, lined a drive off the wall, and I said, "Man, it's going to be a long day." So Joe didn't last that long on the mound. They put me on the mound later. I got the first two guys out. Then when they realized I couldn't find the plate, I walked four straight and they took me out. So memories like that, and he loved playing softball. One year we played in Richland County Rec League. We had two teams, WIS Red, WIS Blue, and we were bad. Both teams were awful. We combined to win one game. That was when WIS Red beat WIS Blue. But Joe would be there every game, hustling, and then we would spend time together playing in charity golf tournaments. And when you spend, 4 hours on the golf course, you have a lot of good conversation. So that's what I'll remember about Joe. It's very, very sad that he's no longer with us. But when I think about him, it brings a smile to my face because whenever you were with Joe, everybody smiled. He made sure everyone felt good. And we're going to miss him dearly. Rest in peace, Joe Penner.